It's the world's first multi-currency, non-electronic physical wallet, giving you 100% offline storage, okay?
A balancing act, the ideal crypto wallet for newcomers. Retail investors often don't know where to look when it comes to getting on the crypto train. Let's take a look at user expectations in this nascent sector. Bobby Lee, Bitcoin Foundation.
All right, thank you. Hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. This is my second time to Malta this year. At this rate, I'll come back again next month. So how many of you here are new to crypto? You purchased your Bitcoin for the first time this year in 2019? Wow, some newcomers. And how many of you own no cryptocurrency at all? A few of you, what they call no coiners. No Bitcoin. Okay, good. So I'm going to talk about my experience. So I've been in crypto over 8.5 years, coming up 9 years, and started a new company this year called Ballet. My speech is not to promote the company, but I'm going to walk you through the process of why I started this company. And the purpose is that over the last 8.5 years, I've been trying to promote Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and encourage adoption for all people to buy crypto, put 1 or 2% of your net wealth into Bitcoin. And the idea is for our company is to make cryptocurrency accessible to everyone in the world. We're trying to bring a wallet solution for the everyday people. So the background of this goes back for many, many years. Over the years, I've had many friends and family come approach me. They hear my story, my passion about Bitcoin, and they're like, oh, sure, I'll buy some Bitcoin. But the question is how to store it, okay? So question here, did a friend introduce you to Bitcoin? How many of you got introduced to Bitcoin through friends and family? That's it? How about the rest of you? Did Satoshi Nakamoto meet you himself? So, okay, how many people got Bitcoin through mining? Your first Bitcoin through mining? Okay, a few miners, you're not a lot. But the real question is, would you introduce Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to your friends and family? Yeah? Come on, let's get a raise of a hand. How many people here? All right, this is how we're going to move the industry forward, by bringing more people from the non-crypto world over to cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, okay? So, how to design a wallet. Over the years, I used to run BTC China, BTCC, and over there, I ran it for 5 years, co-founder and CEO, and I had the chance to bring 2 wallet solutions to the market. The first was called, I think it was Picasso. The second was called Mobi, essentially they're hosted wallets, a web wallet, and also a mobile-based wallet. But now, I sold the company last year. The question is, how do we make a great wallet for mass adoption? So I'm still chasing that dream to make a great wallet for mass adoption. How do we do it? Well, if you look at the spectrum, the continuation of convenience and security, we all know that convenience and security are 2 opposite sides of the spectrum. Is that right? When something is more secure, it's obviously less convenient. But when you have great convenience, you give up a little bit on security. So wallets today focus on security, and I argue they give up too much on convenience, too hard to use. So how can we find a solution that gives people much, much more convenience, yet without giving up security? So that's the challenge I have at hand, and I'll walk you through it, okay? The top issues with wallets today, we have 4 basic categories of wallets. What I call the traditional desktop-based wallets, software-based, and we have the second category is called web or mobile wallets, more easy, more approachable. The third are what we call hardware wallets. And the fourth is what we call custodial services. Think of storing your coins on an exchange, right? You guys all have your Bitcoins on these 4 types of wallets? Is that right? Okay, let's go on. So number 1, how many of you have your Bitcoins on what we call traditional desktop software wallets? Any of you run Bitcoin Core? Okay, some geeks here, some nerds like I do. So for example, Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin QT, it's very CPU resource intensive. It uses a lot of disk space. I think it's approaching probably 300, 400 gigabytes. And you need a live internet connection, and you need to securely back up the file called the wallet DAT file. If you don't back it up, then if the hard drive crashes, you lose all your Bitcoins. Okay, so this is the traditional software. And this, by the way, this is released back in 2009, over 10 years ago. The very first Bitcoin client is this example, okay? So some of you run this, right? Yeah, I run it. I'm a geek, a proud geek. I run this on my computer. This is what we call a full node implementation. Okay, so the next type of wallet is what we call web or mobile-based wallets. So these are wallets where you use a web browser. I won't name any specific vendors or names, but the idea is that they store your private keys either in the web browser cookies or they store it on your mobile phone, in the flash memory of your mobile phone, okay? So the problem with this is very complicated backup procedures. So when you set this up, they ask you to write down this long recovery phrase. It's usually 12 or even 24 words, okay? And then you also have to set a password, a PIN code to access your website or your app, Face ID, Secure Touch, and all that stuff. And it's always running on a hot connected device, right? So how many of you use web or mobile wallets? Come on, let's get a raise of hands. Yes? Very proud. Yes, I do too. I use this too. I use all kinds of wallets. Okay. All right. So you've gone through the process of backing up your seed recovery words, right? How many of you skipped the step? Any of you skipped the step of backing up your seed recovery? Oh yeah? So proud. You're like, yeah, I skipped it. Well, why would you skip it, right? So that's the question. You'll find out the hard way, maybe. Oh no. Okay. All right. So the third type is what we call the super secure wallets. We call these hardware wallets, okay? These are devices. Some people think of them as USB thumb drives. These are hardware devices, some small, some big, that connect to your computer, either wired USB cable or wireless. They have a secure chip called the Secure Enclave. Very secure, right? Are they really that secure? See, my question is, if they were so secure, why do they always ask me to update the firmware? How many of you have gone through that firmware update process? Those are the most notorious 5 minutes of your life. You're like holding on. It says, charge it, keep it charged, don't unplug it. And it says 3 minutes. And after 3 minutes, wait a minute, it's like 4 minutes. It's like 5 minutes later. It's still updating. So we're very, very scared. And the truth is, you still have the power cable issues, the battery issues. You still have the complicated recovery seed backup, right? Setting up a hardware wallet is no easy task. I learned it the hard way. In fact, I bought some gifts of hardware wallets for my colleagues. I sold my company last year. I was celebrating. I was like, hey, buy you guys hardware wallets for everyone. And I realized they don't know how to use it. I had to hold a 3-hour tutorial session to teach my own staff how to use hardware wallets. And that's a true story. So very, very hard to use. I would never ask you to gift hardware wallets to your parents or to your relatives because it's just too hard. They have technology obsolescence issues. Think about Bluetooth, NFC. What's going to happen in 5 years and 10 years, right? Is that hardware wallet still going to function for you? Okay? And they also have very complicated passwords, passphrases, PIN codes. So most of all, not only are they expensive, they are not future-proof. So that's my big complaint about hardware wallets. All right. So now, number 4 category is actually, let's back up. How many of you use hardware wallets in this room? Okay, a lot of people here. That's great. So you guys are the experts. You guys are the true experts in the industry, okay? All right, number 4, custodial wallets. This is basically the catch-all. If you don't use your wallet from other 3 categories, my previous 3 categories, you probably have your Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies stored on a custodial service. It's the easiest solution, but what's the compromise? The compromise is that to set up an account, you have to register. You have to go through KYC registration. There are usernames and passwords. There are PIN codes, SMS verification. There's 2-factor. If you lose your phone, you could get SIM hijacking. A lot of identity fraud. People log into your account and steal your Bitcoins. Who's had their Bitcoin stolen on an exchange account because someone broke into your account, right? So you guys, thanks for raising your hands. But I've heard of real stories where people have lost millions of dollars because they had their account hacked. Right? So this is terrible. So definitely, even though I used to run an exchange, I do not recommend for any of my own personal friends or family to store your Bitcoins on an exchange custodial service because it's just too dangerous. Okay? So worst of all, there are limits on withdrawals and transfers. Once you have your money on an exchange, on a custodial service, they limit you how much you can take out every day. So it's almost like you go back to the old model where they're like the bank, you're like the customer. You're saying, can I have permission to take my money out for myself? And you have to prove to them you are who you are. So it's this really weird thing. All right, how do you design a better wallet for mass adoption? Here we go, simple and elegant. The ideal wallet for mass adoption has these characteristics, okay? Easy and safe for anyone, any age, any background. We want to make it really easy and safe. We want to have no setup. That means no complicated backup procedures. Make it truly easy for everyone, okay? You want to hold your private keys, providing you 100% offline cold storage. You want to have multi-currency support, not just Bitcoin, but all the other top coins and altcoins and shitcoins and stable coins and all that stuff, okay? No hardware headaches. That means no firmware upgrades, no battery power issues, no Bluetooth pairing, NFC issues, and no future compatibility issues. Okay, great UI, UX, a global audience, a global market, multilingual, support for global adoption. Has to be inexpensive and reliable and built to last. Is this possible? Is this possible? Right, so that's why I asked myself this question last year, late last year. And I finally, the light bulb went off. I said, yes, it is indeed possible. And that's why I created the company. It's called Ballet, Real Bitcoin. This is what the wallet looks like. I have it in my hand. I don't have any samples to share with people today, but you can order this online. Essentially, it's the world's first multi-currency, non-electronic physical wallet, giving you 100% offline storage, okay? We pre-generate the address for you, the key for you. It's in here. The private key is in there. It looks kind of like this. It's a wallet for everyday people, and it looks like this, okay? The idea is you make it physical and keep it safe. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction of what I'm doing this year, and I thank you for giving me your time. So to thank you, I'm going to throw out some Bitcoins. You guys ready? Well, this is the account. It has 100 euros in there loaded, and we're going to show you the private key. There it is. Ta-da! So who's got the 100 euros? So if you scan this private key, you can move the Bitcoins yourself from the blockchain to your own wallet address. And of course, if you have a Ballet physical wallet, you can move it in here as well, okay? All right, thank you very much. That was your chance. That's it.